If you're tired of sitting on the sidelines just wondering, how am I going to get my first deal? Well, we've got your back. I can remember when we first started thinking about getting into real estate investing and building wealth, and we're just wondering, how are we going to get that first deal? A real deal, something that's got some serious equity already built into it. And so that was just our mindset from the beginning. We wanted deals. We wanted to apply the first rule of investing, and that is we make our money in the buy. We're going to get into the 7 rules of investing in a later video, but for today, we're going to be talking about the five not so sexy ways to go from nothing to doing real estate deals. And number 5 completely changed our entire business.
Number 1, ride along with an experienced investor. Right now, we're not really worried about making money. All we're really worried about is getting experience, and this is key. Now, word of caution here, we do want to be picky with who we tag along with. Now, most of us don't know somebody who's super successful in real estate investing. So if you try to find somebody who's got a lot of experience, they're probably not going to give you a whole lot of their time. Nor do we want to find somebody who's just done a deal or two, because those people don't have enough experience to really share a lot of knowledge with you. They've not had enough wins and losses to really matter. So who do we want to pick? Well, I would try to find somebody who's doing a deal or two consistently and been doing them for a couple of years. And a big reason for this is they're probably doing a lot of the work themselves. They're doing all parts of their business. They're finding deals, they're raising money, they're swinging the hammer, they're doing their QuickBooks. So these people will share a ton of knowledge and wealth with you. So when we find that person, what we want to do is we just want to go out and we want to shadow them on appointments. We want to learn how deals work. And by doing that, that's going to allow us to build a credibility kit with real pictures and testimonials. While you're with them, you really want to pick their brain. You want to learn everything you can from them. Pay close attention. How do they communicate with other people? How do they negotiate deals? What kind of quality of work do they do on their properties? How do they carry themselves? Are they organized? Are they honest? Do they handle their business with integrity? Do they know their numbers? This is huge. And most importantly, do they know how to make money? So this is how you shortcut the learning curve and get taken seriously. While number 1 was really just about partnering up with somebody, you're not really worried about making any money. You're just looking for that experience. Number 2, it's about doing joint ventures with people, partnering up with somebody and putting some money in your pocket. So you don't have money, or maybe you got bad credit. You know what? It's not a problem. All you got to do is get out, find somebody with some experience, or maybe some capital, and get out, find them a deal, take them a good deal. If that's not possible, how else can you do it? Well, you can add value to whatever it is they're already working on. So what am I talking about here? Well, most of you have already figured it out. I'm talking about sweat equity. Sweat equity. I'm actually doing it here today at one of our own properties. We picked up another rental house a few weeks ago. I'm out just trying to get the yard cleaned up, trimming some trees. It's a nice 3-bedroom, 1-bath. It's gonna make a rental property for us. Great big smokestack behind it. Pretty cool. So what are some other ways we can do sweat equity? Well, get out and do some legwork. Manage some rehabs for people. Run some errands for them. Maybe get out and handle some negotiations. Do a little painting. Maybe lay some flooring. Change out outlets or light fixtures. Whatever you got to do to add value to their projects. Because what we're talking about here is just being in the game and learning the process. So I know your next question, how in the world do you find people like this? Well, you got to start getting out and telling people what you do. If I were you, I would start with a local meetup. Get on Facebook, look for real estate meetup groups, join them, go to these things and make sure you introduce yourself to every single person there. And then I want you to do this little Jedi trick, because I can guarantee you nobody else at that meetup is doing this. What I want you to do is this. I want you to share your vision. Share your vision. Tell these people what it is you want to do with real estate. Maybe you want to just provide affordable housing to people. Maybe you want to help people that just need housing. I don't know. Maybe you want to get into rentals so you can quit your job or flip houses. Whatever it is you want to do, build wealth. I want you to share this vision with all these people at these meetup groups and express how you want to joint venture with people so you can get some experience and start learning how to do this stuff yourself. So the next question is, how do you make money doing this? How do you make money? Well, with flips, it's pretty easy. You can do like a split, 50-50 split, or maybe a 70-30, 60-40. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you got to do to get paid. Now with rentals, might be a little different. Maybe you can be co-owner of the property, but you can also get paid for your time. And really what we're trying to do here is build some credibility. We're trying to get experience so we can start going out and buying these properties ourselves.
Number 3, a line of credit, using what you have. Might be just a little more riskier than some of the other ways we're discussing, but hey, it works. Some of you watching, you may already have access to existing funds with HELOCs, home equity lines of credit, or LOCs, lines of credit through your personal account or your business account. When we use these, we're not talking about long-term financing. It's just a way for us to get into the game and secure that first deal. And then, after you get that deal secured, you can go out if you need to at a later date and you can refinance with a bank or a private money lender. Now, when we use lines of credit, we're not talking about long-term financing. It's just a way for us to get into the game, secure that first deal, and then, if you need to, you can refinance with a bank or a private money lender. The point in all this is to make sure that you can get in and out of the deal as quickly as possible. Now, early on in our journey, before we had actually learned how to get out and raise private money, we decided to open up a HELOC. We found a good deal, but here was the thing. God, we were nervous. We were scared because now our home's at stake. But we decided to move forward with a deal. We knew our numbers, and it ended up being a good win for us. So if you're going to use lines of credit, you got to be cautious. Make sure you know what you're getting into. Make sure you know the deal, the numbers inside and out. And for us, it gave us a lot of comfort knowing we had a plan B in place just in case that deal didn't go as planned. So if you've got good credit or existing assets, this can be one of the fastest ways to fund a property. Number 4, wholesaling for some fast cash. Not really a wealth builder, not my favorite, but it will show you the process of how to find property and buy real estate. So what is wholesaling? Well, wholesaling is we'll go out, we'll find an off-market deal, we'll put that deal under contract, and then we'll assign this contract to another investor for a fee. What I really like about doing wholesale deals, it doesn't require any money, just some hustle. Plus, you get paid a good amount of money just to connect a seller with a buyer. So there is an ethical and an unethical way to do wholesaling. For us, for example, we always disclose exactly what it is we're doing. I like to sleep well at night. So I will tell the seller, if we can't come to an agreement on the price, I'll tell them, you know, Mr. Seller, I can't give you the $80,000, but I do know a ton of other investors in my network that might be willing to pay you more for the property. Is this something you want to move forward with? And when they do, they know exactly what's going on. If I find them a buyer, they understand the process. If I can't find them a cash buyer, they understand why we have to tear up the contract. So it's interesting that most investors, they don't realize they can make $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, whatever, per deal without having to buy the house. Number 5, our favorite, learning how to raise private money and then networking with wholesalers. So starting out, Kelly and I, we didn't have any money. So we were forced to start wholesaling some of the deals we found. Now, we had a ton of frustration with the banks. I didn't like jumping through all those hoops. Of course, there's hard money, but really, do you really want to pay hard money cost? So then we opened up a home equity line of credit, a HELOC. But you know, you've already discovered earlier, that scared the crap out of us. So we started learning how to raise private money. So what is private money? Well, private money is just your normal, everyday working or retired people. They've got some idle cash laying around, or self-directed IRAs. They understand the benefits of real estate. They really don't want anything to do with it. We show them how to be the bank. For example, I tried for months to get my father-in-law to partner up with us on some real estate deals. But he didn't want nothing to do with it. He didn't understand it. He was scared of it. So I let it go. And a few months later, he went out and he bought a John Deere Gator, the side-by-sides. Well, after he brought it home, he was showing it to me. We're out riding around in it one day. He started telling me how he financed it. He put some money down. He could have paid cash for all of it, but he put a little bit of money down and they offered him like 3 years, 0% financing. So I started thinking, you know what, how can I speak his language? So here's what I said to him. I said, Glebe, what if, how much is that monthly payment on this Gator? He was like, oh, it's like, I don't know, $300 a month. I was like, what if we paid that for you? And he's like, what do you mean? And I said, well, Kelly and I, we actually just this week found an awesome opportunity. It's a rental house. It's got a ton of equity in it. I'm going to take it down with someone else's money. What if you partnered up with us? We paid this monthly payment for 3 years. At the end of that 3 years, your Gator's paid for, and then you still got all that money in the bank. And just like that, we had our first private money lender. So back to my point. For number 5, I would learn how to raise private money, and then I would get out and I would network with these wholesalers. Make them your best friend. Show them you've got the funding in place. Then you can explain to them your criteria, what you're looking for, what area you're looking for, and the price point you're at. If you set this up correctly, you're going to have a lot of deals rolling in. This is how we scaled fast. Once you start to learn to raise private money, the deals start flowing in. Game over. If you're enjoying these videos, please like and please hit that subscription button. If you like our videos, this is a tough space we're in. We're trying to get our name out, the ARV project. We've got a lot more information, a lot more knowledge, a lot more mistakes we've made we want to share with you guys so you can start building wealth, build financial freedom, fire your boss, and start building a lifestyle you love.